You know, you are. I know it's not what you expected when you went on a national radio show, but let me tell you, you exude health. You do. You have a blessed nature. I've never met you, but I read people. I've been out doing this for 35 years, so you don't even have to react. It's just a delight.
But
You're a delight to talk to. And
oh,
again,
thank you,
uh,
thank you.
you're welcome. And he has written this article. It's in the Wall Street Journal. It's up at DennisPrager.com. My listeners, masks are a distraction from the pandemic reality. So, okay, let us imagine you are Emperor of California, which the governor is Emperor now. What would you state to the people of California, either through mandate or through suggestion? What would you tell the people of California?
Yeah. Wow. Well, I mean, I think I would try to keep it. I think the guidance around this pandemic would just be better with just people exercising common sense and realizing that there's a lot of people are walking around thinking that the only way forward is to stay at home and await a vaccine, and then life can resume. And the truth is that that's a terrible way to look at life. It works out for some people, particularly people with jobs that are higher paying and can kind of have the financial safety and don't have to show up as frequently. But it's complete havoc for other people. I mean, it's undoubtedly ruined people's lives, the lockdowns. So I think that I think it would almost be a live and let live type of guidance where people do what they're comfortable doing, and we support people who are at increased risk. And I know that the intention of this call was more about masks, but another area where there is substantial evidence of benefit, but is just completely not being covered, not being shared with people, is the use of oral medications like hydroxychloroquine with zinc, possibly ivermectin, but definitely hydroxychloroquine with zinc for early treatment. That right now the evidence points to that as being an effective way to help protect the most vulnerable people while we, sort of get to herd immunity via vaccine, via infection, the combination of the two, while keeping life moving forward. I mean, think about what I might even say to help people understand is, like, imagine if, a year from now, let's say we get to herd immunity in a year, and a year from now we have another pandemic. I mean, are we really going to repeat this again? We can't. It's not a sustainable strategy, and it's probably not a good strategy for that reason.
I agree with every word you said, and I rarely wear masks, and I take hydroxychloroquine and zinc every week as a prophylactic.
Great,
So,
great. That's great.
and vitamin D.
That's
Apparently, vitamin D is a big deal here.
Yeah, there is some interest in that also. I think there's less evidence so far, but I mean, there's very little harm from taking normal doses of vitamin D. So, especially while we don't know the answer, and there've been yeah.
Well, I admire you, and we're going to publicize your words, and I hope we speak again.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
You're very welcome. The magic word he used in the first segment was hysteria. The governor of California, who charges the president with wanting to be a dictator, is a dictator. And his most recent proclamation was that you should wear your mask between bites. We are living in the age of absurdity, and tragically, a vast number of Americans believe the absurd. People walking alone outdoors with masks on. Forget driving with a mask. All right, everybody. His whole point, I mean, it's what are we going to do with the next virus? Why isn't there hysteria over heart disease, which kills 3 times as many a year, every year? Why don't we have a countdown on that? Why have we come to accept heart failure and heart disease leading to fatality? Right? There's no hysteria over it. So why is there hysteria over the virus? I said it in March. I wrote it in March, the greatest worldwide mistake in history. I have been confirmed by the reality of it. Now France is going to shut down again. So there's an article where a French restaurant owner says, this is it. It's over. All of my life's work is now over. There are millions, tens of millions like him in Europe. Tens of millions like him in the United States. There are people who can work from home and make a living. There are many people who can't work from home. You can't work from home if you own a restaurant, a nail salon, a gym. Let people go if they want. You don't want, no one's demanding. There's no law. You must eat in a restaurant or you must work out at a gym. I would. If they open my gym, I'd go tomorrow. At 100% capacity, I would go tomorrow. Hey, and let's see, with all the hysteria that I believe it's hysteria over the baseball player who joined his team in celebrating the World Series victory, let's see, no mask, they had no mask, he was positive, let's see how many of them die. How many of them are hospitalized? Isn't that all that matters? What's the difference if they get COVID that leads to nothing? That's like getting a vaccine. Maybe the guy gave his fellow players a vaccine. What's the difference between a vaccine and what he did?